Good morning. Let roll the stones away. Let the guilty pay. Because it's Independence Day. Well, that's what it is. It's July 4th, 2022. I am Jay Cleveland Payne bringing you this Monday edition of Things You Might Have Heard, which means we're going to go over in just a few moments about 12 different stories that were posted in our feeds from the Conversation Project that are conversational, things that you guys said, plus some algorithm magic said were good enough to talk about as you begin your work week or vacation week, and whatever today, I guess, picnic talk or coffee talk you have going through. This will be some stories that you may have not picked up on the mainstream news, and some that were pretty heavy duty that we're going to give you another chance to shoot into just in case you missed out on that. So thank you so much for joining us for this one. It is Monday. It is a holiday, so no one's watching this, but it's also on Mondays we expand the universe of the Things You Might Have Heard universe of things going on. So I'm reducing this to basically all my channels that say J Cleveland Payne on them. So if you're on with us today, thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching it live at 6:10 in the morning, a little running late this morning, but it's a holiday, or if you're watching this sometime in the future within the rest of the day. Now, if you want to get this 5 days a week, less stories, more pithy, go to our website, thisisaconversationproject.com, click on the link on our feeds for YouTube, and make sure you're following us on the Conversation Project's YouTube specific page. Thank you for that going forth on your way. So let's get into the stories. We've got a lot of stories to get to. I'm not sure why I couldn't whittle them down. We have a range of 30 big stories that to talk about for the weekend we picked from, and we picked 12, and we'll go through them starting right now. The first story going into Akron police shooting. Video of Jayland Walker's shooting released. USA Today is the source we have in this one. This is something we've been waiting on all weekend long. It was something we knew was going to happen because the essentially Ohio passed a law that basically said all massive actions like this, police shootings, the police must release the video footage, whatever information they have, within about a week. And a week fell basically on Saturday. So Sunday they said they're going to release it. They released it. It was graphic. It was gruesome. It was really, really bad. Jayland Walker was a black man who was running from a traffic stop. He was trying to escape a traffic stop. We're not sure what exactly was stressing him out because of that traffic stop, but he was unarmed and he was basically taken out by police with 60 wounds, 60 shots, essentially to his body. It's horrific. It looks bad. It sounds bad. It goes along to what I call the basic bad policing, but maybe there's something more to this. His lawyer had a statement yesterday basically stating that sometime in the same week there was a white person who actually kidnapped some people, barricaded himself into the house with some people, and had a standoff for hours. He's in jail. Jayland Walker at a traffic stop was unarmed, and he is dead. So more of the same basically going on. Protests in Akron and Cleveland and probably starting around the nation soon as more people get a wind of what's going on once we get past Independence Day, of course, and protesting women's rights because that's kind of important too. But it seems like the summer of protests is basically about to kick off again, and especially we're going into police killing of black people. Always a bad thing, but needing plenty of protests to remind folks that it's always a bad thing. At least 3 killed in Copenhagen mall shooting, police say. CNN.com gives this one. This happening overseas in Copenhagen. A shooting in a mall, 3 people killed, as the headline says. What the chief says there was it didn't seem like it was meant to be a terrorist type action, as in something that was actually motivated by some sort of manifesto, some sort of background. It seems to be a single person, lone wolf, independent person. The targets seem to be random people. Guy just wanted to shoot up a mall and shot up random people, not shooting out people of any sort of class or ethnicity. Just a bad situation. He will be arraigned today in prison today. Pete Arredondo resigns from Uvalde City Council, newspaper reports. He is still police chief of the school district in Uvalde, but he is no longer on the city council. I think they're working to take care of his chief duties pretty quickly as well. Pete Arredondo, of course, known famously for not responding properly to the shooting in Uvalde. It seems like it's been, it doesn't seem like it's so long ago, but it's been about six weeks since this actually happened. Everything just sort of falls into place and folds into place for these types of things. And this is going to be one that we're going to see repercussions of. Right now, the biggest repercussion we have, hydration break, Happens to be the bipartisan gun reform bill that was signed by the president before he left for his trip overseas. And what that really means, we'll see as time goes along. It takes a while for these things to kind of trickle into it. But with now it being summer and schools looking at their actual resources, pun intended, what to look forward to, we're going to see what schools across the nation, what schools maybe even across the world with the Copenhagen shooting, are going to do about their security situations, whether they're going to be a little bit more lax or try to hammer down on some what's going on. It's really, really, really interesting, the times we live in and things we're going through, and why, essentially, why we have to put up with so much stuff. The royal family costs UK taxpayers millions, but not the Sussexes. MarieClaire.com gave us this one, and I teased this one on the TikTok this week. I don't think I have the TikTok links in the video stuff going down, but we are in the TikTok now. But that's not what this point's about. This is about Harry and Meghan, who are basically not costing UK anything else. They wanted to be self-sufficient. They wanted to be part-time royals, and that's what they are. They don't do any more shows of note. They're not paid for anything. They don't have to be in anything and be a part of the puppet show that is being a royal family. However, the royal family is something that is beloved for the most part. They don't like Meghan very much, but for the most part, beloved by the UK people. Remember, the Queen does have her own stash of money that she does have. They have a fund of money from that makes them sort of rich, but they basically are on the dime. They essentially are employees of the UK taxpayers. They work for the people, even if they work for the people by waving and walking corgis all day. It just is what it is. You can't knock the gig because what it is what it is. But what we know right now, that the royal family still costs the people of the United Kingdom lots and lots of money because, spackle and upkeep. But believe it or not, Harry and Meghan and their kids in the States are, bad deals or not, taking care of themselves financially very well. Let's move on to the next story. This was this one right here. More movement in the conference ranks of college. USC and UCLA are going to lead the Pac-12 for the Big Ten in 2024. Now, I don't think the Big Ten is even 10 right now, so that would make it at least the Big 12-ish, although it already was a Big 12. And we'll see what's going on. But there's a lot of alignment. Actually, the Big Ten is going to have like 16 teams, I believe, what's going on. It's going to be the Big Ten and the SEC will both have the same number of teams. The Big Ten, I should say, since it goes literally from East Coast to West Coast, or East Coast to West Coast, will cover the entire nation. California now putting in the last little chunk to make it stretch all the way across the 4 time zones of the continental United States. SEC, not quite there. Southeastern Conference, still more or less Southeastern, although Texas is Southwest, so we'll see how that works. We're seeing some major expansion. Major expansions, major plays in these ranks for college sports. The good news is for some of the smaller conferences, so as they realign and do some stuff, they get a chance to get bigger chunks of the pie as the big boys become bigger and bigger, leaving holes in other spaces for people to take over what's going there. Regional stuff. Your regional stuff for California is now no longer a Western thing, but a whole national thing, so that changes up how TV rights and things go for that one. Let's move on to the next story, which is man from Chile, not the man from Toronto, Chile, paid 150,000 pounds, I'm guessing that's pounds, by his employer, takes money and runs. Metro.co.uk. Now, they said pounds in this one mostly because this is a story out of UK. It's basically about $150 Chilean. And so the man was paid a whole bunch of money, paid extra. He was paid by mistake, essentially 4 times what he's actually worth for his salary for the year. And what happened? He gone. He disappeared. He went up in smoke. He got that money and he ran with it. No one knows where the man from Chile is now that he got paid the big windfall. The employer is a bit upset because it's money that they should not have given to him. There are probably other people a bit upset because he got the money and he's running with it. But if you see a Chilean man at your local Taco Bell just hanging with, ball cap and sunglasses on, trying to be inconspicuous, it might be that guy. You never know. Ricky Martin's ex-manager sues star for $3 million, citing career-ending allegations. FoxNews.com on this one. Was going to actually skip this one, but this was actually the biggest story for the weekend. So I dropped it in here just so we had it out there. Check out the link inside of the description so you can actually see deeper details. This is not one of those stories that you're going to think is going to, set the world on fire. I mean, for a lot of folks, and it probably does not. Ricky Martin not really tops in the music market right now, and not tops in the entertainment market as well. But this has something to do with the big business of just stuff and music and entertainment. And it's a holiday weekend, so there's slow stuff, and Fox had nothing better to do, so they talked about Ricky Martin. Check out the story. It's actually a bit more important and deeper than you think it is, but it is a shorter story. This one is a bit more to the heart, so this one I made sure was in here. Delonte West says he's suffering early stages of MS and sometimes forgets he even played in an NBA. TotalProSports.com with this one. Delonte West, a former basketball player, played with LeBron James. In fact, there was a weird tiff where Delonte West said he was sleeping with LeBron's mom. Weird stuff like that. That might have been one of the first stages things were going wrong. He bounced around for a couple of teams. He played for Dallas for a bit, played for Mark Cuban, then disappeared. And then Mark Cuban sort of found him on the streets and kind of got him back on his feet to help him feel better. And someone asked Mark Cuban, why are you taking care of Delonte West? Why aren't you taking care of the other homeless guy that was sitting next to him? And the question was, or the answer was, Delonte West is a famous guy. He's a guy that had success in some area, and people know him, and people care about the story. And if you can get people to care about his story, you can get people to care about bigger stories. That was the story on that one. He got better. Then he disappeared. Then he was found again. And now he is saying that he's suffering from multiple sclerosis, severe early stages of MS, and that his brain just isn't working. It's more than just depressions, more than just mental illness. He's actually suffering from brain damage. This is a very, very, very sad story, tragic story, and we hope that Delonte West is able to find some sort of peace to live out his years, live out his days. We will see how that works out going forward. In the meantime, we are sending, as we do our thoughts and prayers, that's what we do. Thoughts and prayers go out to Delonte West so that he can get some sort of help and that he can get some sort of relief and just peace, and anyone else who's suffering in this way. We don't want anyone to be homeless. We want anyone to be sick. And so there's any way that whatever I can do, what little I can do, I just ramble on the internet so every so often, it's there as well. Now, Simone Biles, Megan Rapino, Gabby Giffords, Denzel Washington are among Medal of Freedom awardees for this year. This year, 4 people in actual ceremonies for the Medal of Freedom will be given this great honor by President Joe Biden, to include the really controversial pick of this thing being mostly Megan Rapino. Simone Biles, of course, Olympic gymnast. Denzel Washington, greatest actor of all time. Gabby Giffords, of course, survived, a former House of Representatives member who survived the gunshot and now is a gun advocate, gun control advocate, should say, and Megan Rapino, who of course played on the U.S. Women's national soccer team, and everybody thinks hates America, which is basically the one sort of square peg of these alls, is that they've picked a lady who seemingly hates America. However, Donald Trump did give the medal to Rush Limbaugh in the middle of the State of the Union, so you kind of weigh it out for how you want to weigh it out that way. So every year, apparently, every year now, the tradition is to give to somebody who people really, really sort of hate. Last time it went to Rush Limbaugh. This time it's Megan Rapino. People hate her. They do. They hate Megan Rapino. She did a Subway commercial and sales went down. They don't hate Subway. Maybe they hate Subway, but they do hate Megan Rapino. People don't think she's quite cheerleading for America enough, but she's going to get a Medal of Freedom. We'll see how that plays out going forward. Disney reveals Splash Mountain will be transformed into Tiana's Bayou adventure by 2024. People.com giving us this one. This should be kind of cool news, because this should be A, we're upgrading a ride. B, we're getting diverse by putting the Black Princess, who of course wasn't actually a princess, into the Disney realm. And B, we're getting rid of some of the back end stuff that Disney is a bit ashamed of, such as the characters from Song of the South, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear, still doing their Brer stuff on the Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain was essentially your ode to the Ozarks, if you will, ode to the mountain folks. Your tie-in with things like Song of the South and those types of folks. Apparently, some people are either really, really in love with the idea of Splash Mountain, or would like to see Uncle Remus go singing Zippity Doo-Dah again, because apparently they're up in arms because Splash Mountain is changing its face, literally. I'm going to say something really, really quick on this. I need you people to listen, although nobody actually watches this thing, so that's beside the point. I need you to listen. It's a ride. It's for kids. And back when it was originally put out there, a animated film that was essentially a caricature of the Deep South, was acceptable. It's not. It's not anymore. You can't find Song of the South anywhere on purpose. You don't see. When I was my daughter's age, they had like books and like the little record player that talked books. They had like a whole bunch of stories from of Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, Brer Fox stories, because they were stories essentially like Aesop's fables, essentially. But you're not gonna see Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby anywhere out there because it's not the right thing to do. So let Tiana have her ride. Let her have her Bayou adventure. Yes, there are no mountains in the Bayou, but just deal with it. It's Disney. They'll figure it out. Back away from your feelings. Back away from that magical time that wasn't so magical. It's back in your head. Let's come to reality. And in this case, 2024, because that's by the time it'll take him to fix this ride up. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Minions, Rise of Gru smashes July 4th box office records with $127.9 million opening. That's just the first day opening. It basically, I think it came in close to $200 million for the weekend and caused a whole bunch of ruckus with grown men showing up in suits and throwing bananas at the screens. Yes, people decided to turn a kids movie into the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, what people saw, there are basically two headlines to this. One, kids actually went to the movies to see this. So children were brought back in the very nasty, sick, disgusting movie theaters, which were bad before coronavirus because kids are big germ magnets. And there were the viral sensation of adults dressing up in suits, sitting in the thing, yelling really loudly because they were minions, and throwing bananas in the theater, getting themselves kicked out. I don't know if that was a way to kind of raise the money and go. Just like, back in the day when the Star Wars, every time when Star Wars started coming back with the prequels and the sequels, people would show up to a movie, watch it for the preview, watch it for the trailer, and then leave. So a movie would come up, it'd be sold out, and then the trailer for Star Wars would finish, and then quarter people would leave the theater because stuff like that. People do weird stuff because we're humans and we're built out of humans, and humans do human stuff, which is mostly stupid. But this is one that's got a good ring to it and a little bit of eh. So please go out there and support your local theater because you need them. Minions is a good place to go. Next week is going to be a big deal as Thor: Love and Thunder comes out. Me and the wife plan to go see that in the theater. We'll be masked up and shielded up and probably put up some tents in our cases. But to get out there and check out the theaters, and don't throw bananas. I guess don't throw hammers at Thor, I guess. And this story, literally only for my wife. Reba McEntire, Melissa Peterman reunite for a Lifetime movie, The Hammer. I know nothing about the movie The Hammer other than the fact it's on Lifetime, and it stars Reba McEntire and Melissa Peterman. And that's all. There you go, honey. All for you. Check out the link. The story came from people.com. Our teaser story for tomorrow, Tuesday morning, we'll be talking about Jeff Bezos and his new battle with Biden. Bezos slams Biden's call for gasoline stations to cut prices. As I said, slow news because it's a holiday. We'll be scrambling for stuff. Of course, we'll give you whoever's going to be the hot dog champion because that's all anybody cares about is who's eating hot dogs. With Kobayashi not competing anymore, it's pretty much, it's not even worth the competition, but we'll see what happens. Joey Chestnut's going to try to get that mustard belt one more time. But actual serious important news. Jeff Bezos is kind of, Dr. Evil himself is all about capitalism, all about money. But There's also, people who have to live through all this stuff. And Biden's trying to find ways to alleviate some of the pain that people feeling across the nation with inflation and the pump. He's asking for gas companies and gas stations to cut their prices. Number one, Biden's going to he's trying to propose a gas tax holiday, which would knock off up to 30 cents in some places. But he also is asking for the gas stations to literally, take a little less profit, which could happen because even with all the price costs of increasing prices, they're still making record profits. It's amazing. It's amazing how that happens. Prices go up, people pay more for stuff down the line, and you think it would be a little less, but it doesn't. I'm rambling too much on this one. If you want to make this one a story we're going to chat about, you see the scroll about the feeds going right there. Follow the feeds and make sure you engage in the story with the story as it posts. I believe it's posted as we're doing this live because we're a little late this morning, so we'll go with that. Right now, let's talk about keeping things going along and the record profits that we're having here at the Conversation Project, which is not happening. But you can help that happen, and you can actually help yourself not so much record profits, but get great investing with Robinhood. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/Robinhood. This is an affiliate link that allows us to get a little bit back from you joining the club. But if you've not gotten into your own world of investing, this is a great way to do it. If you do have your own investor, you have like your own investments, but you want to actually kind of understand how it works and play it on your own, you can play the low game as I do. My Robinhood investments are not what's going to save me for retirement. My Robinhood investments help me actually work with the news, if you will. There's stories in the news on different companies, and I look them up and I see how they're going, and I will invest as that goes along. It's not insider trading. It's actually learning what's going on and picking things as it go. Robinhood had innovations in their app allowing people to get into IPOs. Not a lot of those right now, but there's there. You can also trade crypto, and they're growing the list of crypto every day. And of course, basic stock, bonds, and options trading are there. Now remember, you can lose money. You can lose money. Stocks, bonds, investments, crypto are not guaranteed to go up and not guaranteed to go to the moon instantly. So this is not the casino. This is an investment. There's a chance that you can lose a little bit. But also over time, if you play it over time, how investments work, you can gain quite a bit and have some set aside for you on those rainy days. So check it out. Let me be honest. My portfolio is down 30% for the year because the market is where it is. However, I'm still investing in some things. I'm still looking at some things. I'm still buying some things new at the discounts on the hopes, because it's not guaranteed, that they will rebound and make a little money. And they're all making some money as well. And there's still plenty of companies who are paying dividends. They're still profitable. They just have a stock price that's down. Check it out. Investing is simple here. You get a free stock as you sign up with Robinhood. Go to thisisaconversationproject.com/Robinhood and get in on the deets at this point today. Now, let's talk about our website. Thisisaconversationproject.com. We're going to start changing some of these other slides soon. It's kind of a process thing, but we're also going to find space to add the TikTok, because we is on the TikTok. Look for the Conversation Project on TikTok, everywhere your ticks are talk. But the main website, This is the Conversation Project, home for everything else. You can see what we're doing on the conversation. We're going to start doing a better job of posting these things here so you can get them on the website. Also, links to our full sponsors page, all the folks that allow us to shill for them so that hopefully they can take care of you and they'll take care of us. And our partnerships page, we will have you actually take care of us directly. Check it out for the things we're needing to grow this thing here. Our feeds are on Facebook and Twitter. This is the Conversation Project on Facebook, th_conversation on Twitter. Follow those feeds and you will see the stories. As you engage in those news stories, we post them every 50 minutes, 24 hours a day, unless something gets in the way. And you can go through it all day long, like, love, hate, share, engage with the stories, and they get engagement points to go up to here. On Mondays, we put them out on J. Cleveland Payne's Facebook page, J. Cleveland Payne's Facebook business page, J. Cleveland Payne's LinkedIn page, along with the other stuff that's every day. Something else I'm missing. There's all sorts of stuff. J. Cleveland Payne's YouTube page. And all 5 days a week, we put it on the J. Cleveland Payne business page on Facebook, This is the Conversation Project Facebook page, and the This is the Conversation Project YouTube page. So today it's on 6. We give a bigger splash, bigger stories, and we went really long rambling in that one. So that's what you get today. If you want to get this 5 days a week, where it's actually more pithy and ready to go for your coffee talk, check it out at this is a conversationproject.com/YouTube for the official YouTube page of this. We also round things out with some today things, not just the news that are going from the past going forward, but some going forward things to throw out for your coffee talk, to include birthdays for people born on the 4th of July. Believe it, Mr. Jerry Rivers Geraldo Rivera, 79 years old on this 4th of July day. Post Malone tattooed up because he's celebrating, probably not for the same reasons you're thinking. 27 years old on day, and Malia Obama, daughter of former president, 44, 24 years old on this Independence Day. Today is Independence Day for the United States. It's also National Burger Day. And so today we're highlighting Independence from Meat Day. And that's something that will not be served up here, will not be celebrated in our home. We've got pork chops, we got burgers, we got hot dogs, we got chicken. We do have some veggies, but we do have them to complement the meat that will be hitting the grill in mere hours. Well, it's 6:35, so it's a little early to start grilling. Well, actually, that's not true. But in hours, we'll be grilling, and we'll not celebrate independence from meat today. But if you want to, I'm not sure if that's even American, but there you go. By the way, the Walt Disney Company is the largest consumer of fireworks in the world and the second largest purchaser of explosive devices, right behind U.S. Department of Defense. Now, the Department of Defense is not out there celebrating fireworks or celebrating stuff. They're literally blowing stuff up. But the Walt Disney Company is the largest consumer of fireworks in the world because they have fireworks displays at all their locations all over the world. Henceforth, lots and lots of fireworks. Go out there and enjoy some fireworks on the day if you can. Most municipalities are coming back into the fold where they allow you to be gathered together, although the prices of fireworks and the ability to get them has been kind of snapper. But go out and enjoy your July 4th, brethren, folks. See what's going on. If anything, just go to the grocery store. People pick up last-minute things and be around the folks. I am Jay Cleveland Payne. This has been Things You Might Have Heard for Monday, July 4th, 2022. Thank you so much for my man, my good boy Josh out there, keeping the streets safe out there for all of us. And of course, why don't you head to Akron and show those boys, how things should be done. Do that for me, buddy, please. And Christina with a K, my beautiful wife, who I just let know that Reba and Melissa Peterman are getting back together. Because she cares. She may be the only one who cares, but because she cares, I must care. Thank you so much for being with us today. Enjoy your 4th holiday. Prepare for, whether you're working or not, to have great conversations with folks. And make sure you're checking out with us here on the internet so you can see what stories we'll be chatting about tomorrow morning, where it really is preparing for another day with the humans that you work with. Thanks so much for joining us for this one. Let's do this again tomorrow.